character single string characters, single string character
So I think this stream like 9.8 or something.
Yes, escape sequence, line continuation.
Of course it's not gonna erase. And the phone's had like 2% battery. Just enough time to get this. Oh, it's like freaking not writing.
Sequence non-octal decimal escape.
I'm gonna just try to finish up finding, replacing some of these stupid keywords. 'Cause I don't want to do this tomorrow / today.
Character, source character but not
Get it done now.
terminator, escape character, single escape character, decimal digit, XU, legacy octal escape sequence, 0, look ahead, 8, 9, non-zero octal digit, look ahead octal digit, 0 to 3 octal digit, look ahead octal digit, 4 to 7 octal digit, 0 to 3 octal digit, non-zero octal digit but not 0, 0 to 3, 1 of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 to 7, 1 of 4567, non-octal decimal escape sequence, 1 of 89, hex escape sequence, X hex digit, Unicode.
So wherever I was at, I gotta check the output.
Hex 4 digits.
If the output's good, then I can find and replace the rest of these keywords without having to modify the HTML files that make other files and stuff. So that's what I'm gonna try to do in this 0.2% of a day, because I set the count to 9.8. Maybe I should drag that 0.2%, so the next count would be like 8.2. I don't know. I get like creative with it because I'm so fucking bored. Anyways, I'm gonna check this output and mindlessly replace a bunch of keywords, all for the sake of updating a 32-bit JavaScript engine to make it run as a 64-bit executable. And this is like the easy stuff. After this, it just gets actually complicated.
Some Unicode code points within the string literal are interpreted as having a mathematical value, as described below or in 1, 2, 9, 3. The SV of string literal is the empty string. The SV of string literal is the empty string. The SV of double string characters is the string. Concatenation of the SV of double string character and the SV of double string characters. The SV of single string characters is the string. Concatenation of the SV of single string character and the SV of single string characters. The SV of double string character, source character but not one of or line terminator is the result of performing UTF-16 encode code point on the code point matched by source character. The SV of double string character, LS, is the string value consisting of the code unit 0 times 2028. Line separator. The SV of double string.
The output looks the same, so I think nothing is broken. I hope nothing is broken, because later on then I'll have to deal with it. So assuming nothing's broken, with the power of assumption, I'm gonna just keep going. I got like
line separator. The SV of single string.
unsigned int, this many to find and replace.
1029 paragraph separator. The SV of single string character. Line continue.
And then signed in, I got this many. After this I'm done. And after this, I'll deal with that last file later. I can start converting all the 32-bit address arithmetic to 64-bit, and then it'll run as a 64-bit program because it will be 64-bit. Then I can go through the
Contains a syntax error, function invalid. 7. Use strict. 32. Copyright sign. ECMA Internet.
ECMA 262, 626, whatever it is, and meet the JavaScript standard, and whatever. My JavaScript engine's faster than all current JavaScript implementations. It's like, it's way faster. So I'm gonna get to replacing however many these were.
0 times 0, 0, 0 C. Form feed. F.
Looks like it's okay, copy paste this into another file.
Double quote.
Another file.
Apostrophe. Backslash 0 times 0, 0, 5 C. Reverse solidus. Comma the SV of non-escape character. Source character but not one of escape character or line terminator as the result of performing UTF-16 encode code point on the code point matched by source character. The SV of escape sequence. Legacy octal escape sequence is the...
So in this stream's 9.8, so like in this 0.2% of a day, because the last stream was 10 and the countdown is 0, from 13 because the 14th day was the day that I started the countdown after it. I got 3,000 unsigned ints ish, and then 5,000 ish signed ints. So I'm gonna do this now, and then when this is done, I'm just gonna sleep for a bit and then get the rest of it. Well, the rest of it's like actually converting the address arithmetic. I'm out of things to say. I'm just gonna find and replace like 8,000 more keywords and get this over with.
4. 3 static semantics. MV. The MV of legacy octal escape sequence. 0 to 3 octal digit is 8 times the MV of 0 to 3 plus the MV of octal digit. The MV of legacy octal escape sequence. 4 to 7 octal digit is 8 times the MV of 4 to 7 plus the MV of octal digit. The MV of legacy octal escape sequence. 0 to 3 octal digit is 64. That is 82 times the MV of 0 to 3 plus 8 times the MV of the first octal digit plus the MV of the second octal digit. The MV of 0 to 3. 0 is 0. The MV of 0 to 3. 1 is 1. The MV of 0 to 3. 2 is 2. The MV of 0 to 3. 3 is 3. The MV of 4 to 7. 4 is 4. The MV of 4 to 7. 5 is 5. The MV of 4 to 7. 6 is 6. The MV of 4 to 7. 7 is 7. The MV of hex escape sequence. Exec.
I have to save it back up. That's gonna take a minute because this computer's a potato. It's 2 point something gigahertz. I still gotta take out the water cooler, put in a air cooler. I don't trust it. Something's wrong with it.
The productions below describe the syntax for a regular expression literal and are used by the input.
Let's save it back up first. Man, it's so laggy. It's just not even. I'm going like. I'm trying to find the fucking desktop. Is this it? I think this is it. I click the button to switch desktops. I'm just gonna copy the files, make it back up, and it takes like 2 seconds for it to switch desktops.
expression body, regular expression first char, regular expression chars, regular expression chars. Empty, regular expression chars, regular expression char, regular expression first char, regular expression non-terminated but not one of or. Capital R, E, G, U, L, A, R, capital E, X, P, R, E, S, S, I, O, N, capital B, A, C, K, S, L, A, S, H, capital S, E, Q, U, regular expression class, regular expression char, regular expression non-terminated but not one of or. Capital R, E, G, U, L, A, R, capital E, X, P, R, E, S, S.
I can't even drag and drop a file to like copy or move it because the computer lags during the animation of moving. Damn it.
R, E.
I gotta close everything. That's great. Then it will copy. Whatever, when I like drag and drop, it doesn't work. It just, the whole computer freezes up.
B, A, C, K, S, L, A, S, H, capital S, E, Q, U, regular expression non-terminator, regular expression.
This is so, it's not laggy, just lag.
Empty, regular expression class chars, regular expression class char, regular expression class char, regular expression non-terminated but not one of, or, capital R, E, G, U, L, A, R, capital E, X, P, R, E, S, S, I, O, N, capital B, A, C, K, S, L, A, S, H.
Gotta back up. Gotta open the project.
Regular expression literal is an input element that is converted to a regexp object. See 22.2 each time the
So if anything breaks, I can just use backup.
regular expression object
What is going on?
equals to each other even if the two literals contents are identical. A regexp object may also be created at runtime by new regexp or calling the regexp constructor as a function. C22, 2, 4, 34. ECMA International 2024. Regular expression.
I hate this compiler. It's a piece of garbage. It's just as bad as Windows. Probably because it's a compiler that's made by Windows, which is probably why it sucks. I don't know, but it sucks. It really sucks.
Irregular expression flags.
Alright, I'm gonna try to like replace this shit.
9, 5. To static semantics. Flag text. The syntax directed operation flag text takes no arguments and returns source text. It is defined piecewise over the following productions: regular expression literal, regular expression body, regular expression flags. Return the source text that was recognized as regular expression flags. 1, 2, 9, 6. Template literal lexical components. Syntax template. No substitution template. Template.
I'm gonna refine them because Sublime, it's buggy sometimes, so I had to close it. Here we go. This sucks. I'm so bored.
Template tail. Template character sopt. Template characters. Template character. Template character sopt. Note: 2 regular expression literals may not be empty. Instead of representing an empty regular expression literal, the code unit sequence starts a single line comment. To specify an empty regular expression, use .dart. ECMA International 2.
I need to remove the HTML file from here. Why are there two of them? Oh, because I made a copy earlier of the original. I should make a note of this. A note that I'm not going to check, but at least I made a note of it. I already made a note of this earlier. Maybe if I make more notes of something, I'll have more like urgency, and I'll like remember to check my notes. Or not. I don't know. Probably not. But I made the notes, so it's a thought that counts.
Hex digit. Look ahead, not code point. Hex digits. SEP. But only if MV of hex digits. 0 times 10 FF. Code point. Hex digits. SEP. But only if MV of hex digits 0 times 10 FF. Note template substitution tailors used by the input element template tail alternative lexical goal 1 2 9 6 1 static semantics. TV. The syntax directed operation TV takes no arguments and returns a string or undefined. A template literal component is interpreted by TV as a value of the string type. TV is used to construct the index components of a template object, colloquially, the template values. In TV, escape sequences are replaced by the UTF-16 code units of the Unicode code point represented by the escape sequence. The TV of no substitution template is the empty string. The TV of template head, $, is the empty string. The TV of template middle, $, is the empty string. The TV of template tail is the empty string. The TV of template characters, template characters is undefined if the TV of template character is undefined or the TV of template characters is undefined. Otherwise, it is the string concatenation of the TV of template character and the TV of template characters. The TV of template character, source character but not one of or $, or line terminator is the result of performing UTF-16 encode code point on the code point matched by source character. The TV of template character, $, is the string value consisting of the code unit 0 times 0024, $. The TV of template character, template escape sequences the SV of template escape sequence. The TV of template character, not escape sequence is undefined. The TV of template character, line terminator sequences the TRV of line terminator sequence. 236. Copyright sign, ECMA International 2024.
So much lag.
Terminator sequences the empty string 1 2 9 6 to static semantics. TRV. The syntax-directed operation TRV takes no arguments and returns a string. A template literal component is interpreted by TRV as a value of the string type. TRV is used to construct the raw components of a template object, colloquially, the template raw values. TRV is similar to TV with the difference being that in TRV, escape sequences are interpreted as they appear in the literal. The TRV of no substitution template is the empty string. The TRV of template head, $, is the empty string. The TRV of template middle, $, is the empty string.
And then I just found something, so I can't really find and replace until I make this more readable. Back to finding and replacing.
Character.
I should check the other files too. Oh, it sucks. That's good enough for checking. I'll just assume. I'm not gonna say whatever because I have to stop saying whatever.
Sequences the string concatenation of the code unit 0 times 005C, reverse solidus, and the TRV of not escape sequence. The TRV of template escape sequence. 0 is the string value consisting of the code unit 0 times 0030, digit 0. The TRV of not escape sequence. 0 decimal digit is the string concatenation of the code unit 0 times 0030, digit 0, and the TRV of decimal digit. The TRV of not escape sequence, X, look ahead hex digit, is the string value consisting of the code unit 0 times 0078, Latin small letter x. The TRV of not escape sequence, X hex digit, look ahead hex digit, is the string concatenation of the code unit 0 times 0078, Latin small letter x, and the TRV of hex digit. The TRV of not escape sequence, U, look ahead hex digit, look ahead, is the string value consisting of the code unit 0 times 0075, Latin small letter u. The TRV of not ease, cape sequence, U hex digit, look ahead hex digit, is the string concatenation of the code unit 0 times 0075, Latin small letter u, and the TRV of hex digit. The TRV of not escape sequence, U hex digit, look ahead hex digit, is the string concatenation of the code unit 0 times 0075, Latin small letter u, the TRV of the first hex digit, and the TRV of the second hex digit. The TRV of not escape sequence, U hex digit, look ahead hex digit, is the string concatenation of the code unit 0 times 0075, Latin small letter u, the TRV of the first hex digit, the TRV of the second hex digit, and the TRV of the third hex digit. The TRV of not escape sequence, U, look ahead hex digit, is the string concatenation of the code unit 0 times 0075, Latin small letter u, and the code unit 0 times 007b, left curly bracket. The TRV of not escape sequence, U, not code point, look ahead hex digit, is the string concatenation of the code unit 0 times 0075, Latin small letter u, the code unit 0 times 007b, left curly bracket, and the TRV of not code point. The TRV of not escape sequence, U, code point, look ahead hex digit, look ahead, is the string concatenation of the code unit 0 times 0075, Latin small letter u, the code unit 0 times 007b, left curly bracket, and the TRV of code point. The TRV of decimal digit, 1 of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is the result of performing UTF-16 encode code point on the single code point matched by this production. The TRV of character escape sequence, non-escape character is the SV of non-escape character. The TRV of single escape character, 1 of the FNRTV is the result of performing UTF-16 encode code point on the single code point matched by this production. The TRV of hex escape sequence, X hex digit is the string concatenation of the code unit 0 times 0078, Latin small letter x, the TRV of the first hex digit, and the TRV of the second hex digit. The TRV of Unicode escape sequence, U hex 4 digits is the string concatenation of the code unit 0 times 0075, Latin small letter u, and the TRV of hex 4 digits. The TRV of Unicode escape sequence, U, code point, is the string concatenation of the code unit 0 times 0075, Latin small letter u, the code unit 0 times 007b, left curly bracket, the TRV of ECMA International 2024 237, code point, and the code unit 0 times 007d, right curly bracket, the TRV of hex 4 digits. Hex digit is the string concatenation of the TRV of the first hex digit, the TRV of the second hex digit, the TRV of the third hex digit, and the TRV of the fourth hex digit. The TRV of hex digits. Hex digit is the string concatenation of the TRV of hex digits and the TRV of hex digit. The TRV of hex digit, 1 of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 A B C D E F A B C D E F is the result of performing UTF-16 encode code point on the single code point matched by this production. The TRV of line continuation, line terminator sequences the string concatenation of the code unit 0 times 005C, reverse solidus, and the TRV of line terminator sequence, the TRV of line terminator sequence, LF. is the string value consisting of the code unit 0 times 000 line feed. The TRV of line terminator sequence CR is the string value consisting of the code unit 0 times 000 line feed. The TRV of line terminator sequence LS is the string value consisting of the code unit 0 times 2028 line separator. The TRV of line terminator sequence PS is the string value consisting of the code unit 0 times 2029 paragraph separator. The TRV of line terminator sequence CRLF is the string value consisting of the code unit 0 times 000 line feed. 2.10 Automatic semicolon insertion. Most ECMAScript statements and declarations must be terminated with a semicolon. Such semicolons may always appear explicitly in the source text. For convenience, however, such semicolons may be omitted from the source text in certain situations. These situations are described by saying that semicolons are automatically inserted into the source code token stream in those situations. 2.10 rules of automatic semicolon insertion. In the following rules, token means the actual recognized lexical token determined using the current lexical goal symbol as described in clause 12. There are 3 basic rules of semicolon insertion. When, as the source text is passed from left to right, a token, called the offending token, is encountered that is not allowed by any production of the grammar, then a semicolon is automatically inserted before the offending token if one or more of the following conditions is true. The offending token is separated from the previous token by at least one line terminator. The offending token is, the previous token is, and the inserted semicolon would then be passed as the terminating semicolon of a do-while statement 147.2. When, as the source text is passed from left to right, the end of the input stream of tokens is encountered, and the parser is unable to pass the input token stream as a single instance of the goal non-terminal, then a semicolon is automatically inserted at the end of the input stream. When, as the source text is passed from left to right, a token is encountered that is allowed by some production of the grammar, but the production is a restricted production and the token would be the first token for a terminal or non-terminal immediately following the annotation, no line terminator here, within the restricted production. And therefore such a token is called a restricted token, and the restricted token is separated from the previous token by at least one line terminator. Then a semicolon is automatically inserted before the restricted token. Note TV excludes the code units of line continuation while TRV includes them. CR, LF, and CR line terminator sequences are normalized to LF for both TV and TRV. An explicit template escape sequence is needed to include a CR or CR, LF sequence. 38 ECMA International 2024 capital H. However, there is an additional overriding condition on the preceding rules. A semicolon is never inserted automatically if the semicolon would then be passed as an empty statement or if that semicolon would become one of the two semicolons in the header of a for statement C147.4. Note the following are the only restricted productions in the grammar. Update expression, yield, await. Left-hand side expression yield await. No line terminator here, plus left-hand side expression yield await. No line terminator here. Continue statement, yield, await, continue, continue, no line terminator here, label identifier yield await, break statement, yield, await, break, break, no line terminator here, label identifier yield await, return statement, yield, await, return, return, no line terminator here, expression, plus and yield await, throw statement, yield, await, throw, no line terminator here, expression, plus and yield await, yield expression, in, await, yield, yield, no line terminator here, assignment expression in, plus yield await, yield, no line terminator here, assignment expression in, plus yield await, arrow function, in, yield, await, arrow parameters yield await, no line terminator here, equals, concise body in, async function declaration, yield, await, default, async, no line terminator here, function binding identifier yield await, formal parameters, yield, plus await, async function body, plus default, async, no line terminator here, function, formal parameters, yield, plus await, async function body, async function expression, async, no line terminator here, function binding identifier, yield, plus await opt, formal parameters, yield, plus await, async function body, async method, yield, await, async, no line terminator here, class element name yield await, unique formal parameters, yield, plus await, async function body, async generator declaration, yield, await, default, async, no line terminator here, function binding identifier yield await, formal parameters, plus yield, plus await, async generator body, plus default, async, no line terminator here, function, formal parameters, plus yield, plus await, async generator body, async generator expression, async, no line terminator here, function binding identifier, plus yield, plus await opt, formal parameters, plus yield, plus await, async generator body, async generator method, yield, await, async, no line terminator here, class element name yield await, unique formal parameters, plus yield, plus await, async generator body, async arrow function, in, yield, await, async, no line terminator here, async arrow binding identifier yield, no line terminator here, equals, async concise body in, capital C, O, V, E, R, capital C, A, L, L, capital E, X, P, R, E, S, S, I, O, N, capital A, N, D, capital A, S, Y, N, C, capital A, R, R, yield await, no line terminator here, equals, async concise body in, ECMA International 2024 239, async arrowhead, async, no line terminator here, arrow formal parameters, yield, plus await. The practical effect of these restricted productions is as follows. When a ++ or token is encountered where the parser would treat it as a postfix operator, and at least one line terminator occurred between the preceding token and the ++ or token, then a semicolon is automatically inserted before the ++ or token. When a continue, break, return, throw, or yield token is encountered and a line terminator is encountered before the next token, a semicolon is automatically inserted after the continue, break, return, throw, or yield token. When arrow function parameter, s, are followed by a line terminator before it equals token, a semicolon is automatically inserted and the punctuator causes a syntax error. When an async token is followed by a line terminator before a function or identifier name or token, a semicolon is automatically inserted and the async token is not treated as part of the same expression or class element as the following tokens. When an async token is followed by a line terminator before a token, a semicolon is automatically inserted and the punctuator causes a syntax error. The resulting practical advice to ECMAScript programmers is a postfix ++ or operator should be on the same line as its operand. An expression in a return or throw statement or an assignment expression in a yield expression should start on the same line as the return, throw, or yield token. A label identifier in a break or continue statement should be on the same line as the break or continue token. The end of an arrow function's parameter, s, and its equals, should be on the same line. The async token preceding an asynchronous function or method should be on the same line as the immediately following token. 2, 1, 0. 2 examples of automatic semicolon insertion. This section is non-normative. The source, 12, 3, is not a valid sentence in the ECMAScript grammar, even with the automatic semicolon insertion rules. In contrast, the source, 1, 2, 3, is also not a valid ECMAScript sentence, but is transformed by automatic semicolon insertion into the following 1, 2, 3, which is a valid ECMAScript sentence. The source, 4, A, B, 40, copyright sign, ECMA International 2024 is not a valid ECMAScript sentence and is not altered by automatic semicolon insertion because the semicolon is needed for the header of a for statement. Automatic semicolon insertion never inserts one of the two semicolons in the header of a for statement. The source, return, a plus b, is transformed by automatic semicolon insertion into the following. Return, a plus b. The source, a equals b plus c, is transformed by automatic semicolon insertion into the following. A equals b plus c. The source, if a b else c equals d, is not a valid ECMAScript sentence and is not altered by automatic semicolon insertion before the else token, even though no production of the grammar applies at that point, because an automatically inserted semicolon would then be passed as an empty statement. The source, a equals b plus c, d plus c print, is not transformed by automatic semicolon insertion. Becker, use the parenthesized expression that begins the second line can be interpreted as an argument list for a function call. A equals b plus c, d plus c print. In the circumstance that an assignment statement must begin with a left parenthesis, it is a good idea for the programmer to provide an explicit semicolon at the end of the preceding statement rather than to rely on automatic semicolon insertion. 2.10. 3 interesting cases of automatic semicolon insertion. This section is non-normative. Note 1. The expression a plus b is not treated as a value to be returned by the return statement, because a line terminator separates it from the token return. Note 2. The token plus is not treated as a postfix operator applying to the variable b, because a line terminator occurs between b and plus. ECMA International 2024 241. ECMAScript programs can be written in a style with very few semicolons by relying on automatic semicolon insertion. As described above, semicolons are not inserted at every new line, and automatic semicolon insertion can depend on multiple tokens across line terminators. As new syntactic features are added to ECMAScript, additional grammar productions could be added that cause lines relying on automatic semicolon insertion preceding them to change grammar productions when parsed. For the purposes of this section, a case of automatic semicolon insertion is considered interesting if it is a place where a semicolon may or may not be inserted, depending on the source text which precedes it. The rest of this section describes a number of interesting cases of automatic semicolon insertion in this version of ECMAScript. 2.10. 3. 1 interesting cases of automatic semicolon insertion in statement lists. In a statement list, many statement list items end in semicolons, which may be omitted using automatic semicolon insertion. As a consequence of the rules above, at the end of a line ending in expression, a semicolon is required if the following line begins with any of the following: an opening parenthesis. Without a semicolon, the two lines together are treated as a call expression, an opening square bracket. Without a semicolon, the two lines together are treated as property access, rather than an array literal or array assignment pattern, a template literal. Without a semicolon, the two lines together are interpreted as a tag template. The 13th of March 2011, with the previous expression as the member expression, an array plus or. Without a semicolon, the two lines together are interpreted as a usage of the corresponding binary operator, a regexp literal. Without a semicolon, the two lines together may be parsed instead as the multiplicative operator. For example, if the regexp has flags 2.10. 3. 2 cases of automatic semicolon insertion and no line terminator here. This section is non-normative. ECMAScript contains grammar productions which include no line terminator here. These productions are sometimes a means to have optional operand ds in the grammar. Introducing a line terminator in these locations would change the grammar production of a source text by using the grammar production without the optional operand. The rest of this section describes a number of productions using no line terminator here in this version of ECMAScript. 2.10. 3. 2. 1 list of grammar productions with optional operands and no line terminator here. Update expression, continue statement, break statement, return statement, yield expression, async function definitions. 15.8. With relation to function definitions. 15.2. 42. ECMA International 2024. 13 ECMAScript language. Expressions. 3.1 Identifiers. Syntax. Identifier reference. Yield. Await. Identifier. Yield. Yield. Await. Await. Binding identifier. Yield. Await. Identifier. Yield. Await. Label identifier. Yield. Await. Identifier. Yield. Yield. Await. Await. Identifier. Identifier name but not reserved word. 3. 1. 1 Static semantics. Early errors. Binding identifier. Identifier. It is a syntax error if the source text matched by this production is contained in strict mode code and the string value of identifier is either arguments or eval. Identifier reference. Yield. Binding identifier. Yield. Label identifier. Yield. It is a syntax error if the source text matched by this production is contained in strict mode code. Identifier reference. Await. Binding identifier. Await. Label identifier. Await. It is a syntax error if the goal symbol of the syntactic grammar is module. Binding identifier. Yield. Await. Yield. It is a syntax error if this production has a yield parameter. Binding identifier. Yield. Await. Await. ECMA International 2024 243. Yield and await are permitted as binding identifier in the grammar and prohibited with static. Note semantics below. To prohibit automatic semicolon insertion in cases such as let await 0, it is a syntax error if this production has an await parameter. Identifier reference. Yield. Await. Identifier. Binding identifier. Yield. Await. Identifier. Label identifier. Yield. Await. Identifier. It is a syntax error if this production has a yield parameter and string value of identifier as yield. It is a syntax error if this production has an await parameter and string value of identifier as await. Identifier. Identifier name but not reserved word. It is a syntax error if this phrase is contained in strict mode code and the string value of identifier name is one of implements, interface, let, package, private, protected, public, static, or yield. It is a syntax error if the goal symbol of the syntactic grammar is module and the string value of identifier name is await. It is a syntax error if the string value of identifier name is the string value of any reserved word except for yield or await. 3. 1. 2 Static semantics. String value. The syntax-directed operation string value takes no arguments and returns a string. It is defined PSU ISO over the following productions. Identifier name, identifier start, identifier name, identifier part. Let id text unescape be identifier code points of identifier name, return code points to string. Id text unescaped. Identifier reference. Yield. Binding identifier. Yield. Label identifier. Yield. Return yield. Identifier reference. Await. Binding identifier. Await. Label identifier. Await. Return await. Identifier. Identifier name but not reserved word. Return the string value of identifier name. Private identifier. Identifier name. Return the string concatenation of 0 times 0023, number sign, and the string value of identifier name. Module export name. String literal 1. Return the SV of string literal. Note string value of identifier name normalizes any Unicode escape sequences in identifier name, hence such escapes cannot be used to write an identifier whose code point sequence is the same as a reserved word. 44. ECMA International 2024 131. 3 Runtime semantics. Evaluation. Identifier reference. Identifier. Return. Resolve. Binding. String value of identifier. Identifier reference. Yield. Return. Resolve. Binding. Yield. Identifier reference. Await. Return. Resolve. Binding. Await. Note 1. The result of evaluating an identifier reference is always a value of type reference. 3.2 Primary expression syntax. Primary expression. Yield. Await. This identifier reference yield await. Literal. Array literal yield await. Object literal yield await. Function expression. Class expression yield await. Generator expression. Async function expression. Async generator expression. Regular expression literal. Template literal yield await. Tagged. Capital C O V E R. Capital P A R E N T H E S I Z E D, capital E, X, P, R, E, S, S, I, O, N, capital A, N, yield await, capital C, O, V, E, R, capital P, A, R, E, N, T, H, E, S, I, Z, E, D, capital E, X, P, R, E, S, S, I, O, N, capital A, N, yield, await, expression, plus in yield await, expression, plus in yield await, dart, binding identifier yield await, dart, binding pattern.
So that's done. Um, however many unsigned intervals, what was that?
Yield await. No.
Define notepad. Notepad. Where did you go? I don't know where notepad is. It's not open.
A restriction ensures that such an evaluation only.
So these are done. There's one left, technically.
Processing an instance of the
But that's because
V, E, R, capital P, A, R, E, N, T, H.
this computer lag. So much lag. It has to exist once because to be able to define a keyword to it, it has to exist, so there's only once. Now I have to do unsigned int
E, R, capital P, A, R.
or signed int. I just finished unsigned.
D, capital E.
So these are done. 5,000 more to go, and then I am done with this. And then tomorrow, or whatever, today, I get to start converting the arithmetic math to 64-bit.
Evaluation primary.
So I'm going to test if it builds. If it doesn't build, I'm going to be really annoyed because I'm going to have to fix whatever got messed up.
3 literals. Syntax. Literal. Null literal. Boolean literal. Numeric literal. String literal. 3, 2, 3, 1.
Please build. Pretty please. This is going to take 2 minutes to build. Let's just put BRB.
Numeric literal is defined in 1, 2, 9, 3. Literal. String literal. Return the SV of string literal is defined in 1, 2, 9, 4, 2, 46. ECMA International 2024. 1, 3, 2.
Never mind, I'll just like wait it out. This is so boring. Still building.
After another comma, the missing array element contributes to the length of the array and increases the index of subsequent elements. Elided array elements are not defined. If an element is elided at the end of an array, that element does not contribute to the length of the array. Syntax. Array literal. Yield. Await. Elisionort. Element list yield await. Element list yield await. Elisionort. Element list. Yield. Await. Elisionort assignment expression. Plus in yield await. Elisionort spread element yield await. Element list yield await. Elisionort assignment expression. Plus in yield await. Element list yield await. Elisionort spread element yield await. Elision. Spread element. Yield. Await. Dart. Assignment expression. Plus in yield await. 1, 3, 2, 4, 1 runtime semantics. Array accumulation. The syntax-directed operation array accumulation takes arguments array, an array, and next int x, an integer, and returns either a normal completion containing an integer or an abrupt completion. It is defined piecewise over the following productions. Elision. Let len be next index plus 1. Perform. Set. Array. Length. Len. True. Note. The above step throws if len exceeds 232. 1. Return len. Elision. Elision. Return. Array accumulation of elision with arguments array and next index plus 1. Element list. Elision or assignment expression. If elision is present, then a set next index 2. Array accumulation of elision with arguments array and next index. Let init result be. Evaluation of assignment expression. Let init value be. Get value. Init result. Perform. Create data property or throw. Array. To string. Next int x. Init value. Return next index plus 1. Note an array literal is an expression describing the initialization of an array using a list of 0 or more expressions, each of which represents an array element, enclosed in square brackets. The elements need not be literals. They are evaluated each time the array initializer is evaluated. ECMA International 2024 247. Element list. Elision or spread element. If elision is present, then a set next index 2. Array accumulation of elision with arguments array and next index. Return.
Check the output. This is so boring. Echo. Just an echo. I hate this streaming software.
And then a set next index 2. Array accumulation of elision with arguments array and next index. Let init result be. Evaluation of assignment expression. Let init value be. Get value. Init result. Perform. Create data property or throw. Array. To string. Next int x. Init value. Return next index plus 1. Element list. Element list. Elision or.
The output looks the same. So nothing I can assume with our assumption that nothing's broken.
2. Array accumulation of elision with arguments array and next index 3. Return.
Close programs and then save it back up and replace all the signed ints. And this part of updating is done with.
Get value. Spread ref. Let iterator record B. Get iterator. Spread obj. Sync. Repeat. Let next be.
I'm gonna check if I saved all the files first.
Done. Return next index. See perform. Create data.
Because sometimes it doesn't reopen the exact same way it was closed. And that sucks ass when it does that.
Or that own properties are defined for the array, even if the standard built-in array prototype object has been modified in a manner that would preclude the creation of new own properties using 3, 2, 4, 2. Runtime semantics. Evaluation. Array literal. Elision ort. Let array be. Array create. 0. If elision is present, then a perform. Array accumulation of elision with arguments array and 0. 3. Return array. Array literal. Element list. Let array be. Array create. 0. Perform. Array accumulation of element list with arguments array and 0. Return array. Array literal. Element list. Elision ort. 2. Let array be. Array create. 0. Let next index be. Array accumulation of element list with arguments array and 0. 48. ECMA International 2024. 3. If elision is present, then a perform. Array accumulation of elision with arguments array and next index. Return.
Have a backup. I reopen everything.
Syntax. Object literal. Yield. Await. Property definition list yield await. Property definition list yield await. Property definition list. Yield. Await. Property definition yield await. Property definition list yield await. Property definition yield await. Property definition. Yield. Await. Identifier reference yield await. Cover initialize name yield await. Property name yield await. Assignment expression. Plus in yield await. Method definition yield await. Dart. Assignment expression. Plus in yield await. Property name. Yield. Await. Literal property name. Computed property name yield await. Literal property name. identifier name, string light, ral numeric literal, computed property name, yield, await, assignment expression, plus in yield.
I think it shuffled around the program windows. It didn't open the same way it closed. That's cool.
Await, assignment expression in yield await. Note 2 method definition is defined in 15.4. Note 1.
Or it did, and I had those other windows minimized and now they're open.
Resembling a literal. It is a list of 0 or more pairs of property keys and associated values, enclosed in curly brackets. The values need not be literals. They are evaluated each time the object initializer is evaluated. Copyright sign, ECMA International 2024 249. Note 3. In certain contexts, object literal is used as a cover grammar for a more restricted secondary grammar. The cover initialized name production is necessary to fully cover these secondary grammars. However, use of this production results in an early syntax error in normal contexts where an actual object literal is expected. 3, 2, 5, 1 Static semantics. Early errors. Property definition. Method definition. Bullet. It is a syntax error if his direct super of method definition is true. It is a syntax error if private bound identifiers of method definition is not empty. In. Used as a cover grammar for object assignment pattern and may be recognized as part of a capital C O V E R capital P A R E N T H E S I Z E D capital E X P R E S S I O N capital A N. When object literal appears in a context where object assignment pattern is required, the following early error rules are not applied. In addition, they are not applied.
So I have this, whatever.
O V E R capital
I'm gonna copy this, paste it here.
T H E S I Z E D capital E X P R E S S I O N capital A N or cap.
Change this into S for assigned. Get rid of on. Copy this line.
P R.
Programming is so much fun. I love programming. This is just so exciting. This is how I love to spend the day. It's just doing this all day. It's exciting. It's great.
R property definition.
I gotta look for all these.
Matched by this production. Object literal.
Cause I
Definition list. Property
got all these already done.
name list of property definition list contains any duplicate entries for proto and at least 2 of those entries were obtained from
Find.
Property name. Assignment expression. This rule is not applied if this object literal is contained within a script that is being parsed for JSON parse. See step 4 of JSON parse. 3, 2, 5. To static semantics is computed property key. The syntax directed operation is computed property key.
So I have to replace 2000. Was that the same number?
Property name. Return false. Property name. Computed property name.
Why was there 5,000 and now there's only 2?
Also, 250.
Man, this notepad sucks ass. I can't even scroll. This program is so shitty. Thank you, Microsoft. I love you. You're the greatest operating system maker, program, people, monkeys.
Property name list. The syntax direct
God, notepad is so unusable.
returns a list of strings. It is defined piecewise over the following productions. Property definition list. Property definition. Let prop name be prop name of property definition. If prop name is empty, return a new empty list. Return prop name.
2000-ish. Maybe this is the right number.
Property name list of property.
It's probably right.
Name of property definition. If
This part probably got messed up when it's replacing whatever. Or like, I need some more water. So freaking dry. Yeah, this sucks though.
object literal property
2,000 more to go. And I'm done for now.
object create percent object prototype percent perform property definition evaluation of property definition list with argument.
So I'm replacing this with this. Super exciting. The joys, just programming, is so much fun.
Name assignment expression let exp value be evaluation of assignment expression let prop name be get value exp value return to property key prop name 3 2 5 5 runtime semantics property definition evaluation. The syntax directed operation property definition evaluation takes argument object an object and returns either a normal completion containing unused or an abrupt completion. It is defined piecewise over the following productions: property definition list, property definition list, property definition perform, property definition.
I forgot to check for JavaScript files and HTML files. That's great.
Definition with argument object return unused. ECMA international.
Because I don't want to change those ones yet.
Let exp value.
Put them in my notes and then forget about them. But at least I have them noted.
New empty list. Perform. Copy data properties. Object. From value. Excluded names. Return unused. Property definition. Identifier reference. Let prop name be string value of identifier reference. Let exp value be evaluation of identifier reference. Let prop value be get value exp value. Assert. Object is an ordinary, extensible object with no non-configurable properties. Perform. Create data property or throw object prop name prop value. Return unused. Property definition. Property name. Assignment expression. Let prop key be evaluation of property name. If this property definition is contained within a script that is being evaluated for JSON parse, see step 7 of JSON parse. Then, a let is proto set to be false. Else if prop key is proto and is computed property key of property name is false, then a let is proto set to be true. Else, a let is proto set to be false. If is anonymous function definition, assignment expression, is true and is proto setter is false, then a let prop value be named evaluation of assignment expression with argument prop key. Else, a let exp value ref be evaluation of assignment expression be let prop value be get value exp value ref. If is proto setter is true, then if prop value is an object or prop value is null, then I perform object prop value be return unused. Assert. Object is an ordinary, extensible object with no non-configurable prop.
So I got like 5 files. I gotta like investigate tomorrow. It's be really exciting. It's probably gonna take up the whole day because it's really complicated.
Evaluation of method definition with arguments object and true. Return unused. 3, 2, 6 function defining expressions. See 15.2 for primary expression. Function expression. See 15.5 for primary expression.
Oh, there's JavaScript files too. That's cool. I get those.
See 15.8 for primary expression. Async function express.
At least there's only 3. So that's like 8 files I gotta resolve tomorrow. Yippee.
7 regular expression literal syntax. C1 2 9 5 3 2 7 1 static semantics. Early errors. Primary expression. Regular expression literal. It is a syntax error if capital I S capital V A L I D capital R E G U L A R, capital E X P R E S S I O N, capital L I T E R A, regular expression literal, is false. 3, 2, 7, 2 static semantics, capital I.
Now I can, oh my god, this file is freaking huge. I'll just find and replace.
S I O N
Almost done anyways.
R A, literal, the abstract operation, capital I S, capital V A L I D, capital R E G U L A R, capital E X P R E.
To close these again, because some of them are HTML. Just open them again. Just do the same thing a second, a third, fourth time. Doesn't get old at all.
And returns a boolean. It determines if its argument is a valid regular expression.
It's all about the process. The seemingly never-ending process. It's like a loop. There is no terminating condition. This goes on forever.
Any code point more than once. Return false. If flags contains you, let you be true.
If this terminating condition is done, when I get all these replaced, then I can start another thing tomorrow.
Pattern text, B set, sequence of code, interpreting each of the 6 value as a Unicode BM. 16 decoding is not applied to the elements. Let parse result be parsed. If parse result is return false. 3, 2, 6. Evaluate.
This file, I think, has most of the sign-ins that have to be replaced. Pretty sure it's a lot of them.
Flag text of regular expression literal. Return. regexp create. Pattern.
Did I even open that file?
Syntax. Template literal. Yield. Await. Tagged. No substitution.
Yes, I did. That's great. Almost done.
Yield. Await. Tagged. Template head expression. Plus in yield await. Template spans yield await tagged. Template spans. Yield. Await. Tagged. Template tail. Template middle list yield await tagged. Template tail. ECMA International 2024 253. Template middle list. Yield. Await. Tagged. Template middle expression.
Crap. Why is there an unsigned in this file?
In yield await. 3, 2, 8, 1 static semantics. Early error.
Are you kidding me? How did I miss one unsigned in?
It contains not escape sequence. Template literal. Yield. Await. Tagged. Substitution template yield await tagged. It is a syntax error if the number of elements in the result of template literal with argument force is greater than or equal to 232. Substitution template. Yield. Await. Tagged. Template head expression. Plus in yield await. Template spans yield await tagged. It is a syntax error if the tagged parameter was not set and template head contains not escape sequence. Template spans. Yield.
How did not find these files earlier? This is so annoying.
Yield. Await. Tagged. Template middle expression. Plus in yield.
I probably didn't replace them all because this program probably missed a couple.
template. It is a syntax error if the tagged parameter was not set and template middle contain.
When is finding them? Because
Template strings takes argument draw, a boolean. It is defined piecewise over the following productions. Template literal, no substitution template. Return template string, no substitution.
if I find and replace and I miss an unsigned in,
String, template head, raw.
I could end up replacing something that looks like this. And this is not even a word or a type that I defined. So I might have to search for these later to see if these exist, because I guess it's possible. If the program didn't find all of these unsigned ins when I search, I might end up with some of these.
Template middle expression. Let front be template strings of template middle list.
In the file when replacing. So I'll deal with that later and just whatever and good. Be done for now. I love bugs. It's so much fun to like fix something when it's broken.
Template parse node. A template head parse node. A template middle parse node. Or a template tail parse node. And raw, a boolean, and returns a string or undefined. It performs the following steps when called. If raw is true, then a let string be the TRV of template token, else.
A file could have been open and it had like two files open at the same time, and then when I closed Sublime and it reopened, it refreshed, and then I don't know, I guess it's possible. Anything is possible.
If E is the same parse node as template literal, then I return E. Let raw strings be template strings of template literal with argument true. Assert. Raw strings is a list of strings. Let cook strings be template strings of template literal with argument false. Let count be the number of elements in the list cook strings. Assert. Count 232 1. Let template be array create. Count 0. Let raw obj be array create. Count 1. Let index be 0, 2. Repeat. While index count a let prop be to string index be let cooked value be cooked strings index C perform. Define property or throw template prop property descriptor cooked value writable false true false D. Let raw value be the string value raw strings index E perform. Define property or throw raw obj prop property descriptor.
And these are like C files. There's a couple HTML files, but I knew I have to do them later. Like, all the C files were supposed to be done.
Perform.
I don't know how, or I didn't find them, I don't know, earlier.
Or obj, false, enumerable, false, false, 5. Perform. Set integrity level, template, frozen, 6. Append the record, template literal, template, to realm, 7.
Because it said there's only one found, and now there's not.
Contains a not escape sequence. In all other cases, it returns a string. ECMA International 2024 255. Note 1. The creation of a template object cannot result in an abrupt completion. Note 2. Each template literal in the program code of a realm is associated with a unique template object that is used in the evaluation of tagged templates. 1 3 2 8 6. The template objects are frozen and the same template object is used each time a specific tagged template is evaluated. Whether template objects are created lazily upon first evaluation of the template literal or eagerly prior to first evaluation is an implementation choice that is not observable to ECMAScript code. 1 3 2 8 5 runtime semantics. Substitution evaluation th. E-syntax directed operation substitution evaluation takes no arguments and returns either a normal completion containing a list of ECMAScript language values or an abrupt completion. It is defined piecewise over the following productions: template spans, template tail, return a new empty list, template spans, template middle list, template tail, return. Substitution evaluation of template middle list, template middle list, template middle expression, let subref be. Evaluation of expression, let sub be. Get value, subref, return sub, template middle list, template middle list, template middle expression, let preceding be. Substitution evaluation of template middle list, let next ref be. Evaluation of expression, let next be. Get value, next ref, return the list concatenation of preceding and next. 3, 2, 8, 6 runtime semantics. Evaluation, template literal, no substitution template. Return the TV of no substitution template as defined in 1, 2, 9, 6. Substitution template, template head expression, template spans. Let head be the TV of template head as defined in 1, 2, 9, 6. Let subref be. Evaluation of expression, let sub be. Get value, subref, let middle be. To string, sub, let tail be. Evaluation of template spans, return the string concatenation of head, middle, and tail. 56. ECMA International 2024. Note 3 future editions of this specification may define additional non-enumerable properties of template objects. Note 1 the string conversion semantics applied to the expression value like string prototype concat rather than the plus operator. Template spans, template tail. Return the TV of template tail as defined in 1, 2, 9, 6. Template spans, template middle list, template tail. Let head be. Evaluation of template middle list. Let tail be the TV of template tail as defined in 1, 2, 9, 6. Return the string.
Why is this program a piece of shit?
TV of template middle as defined in 1, 2, 9, 6. Let subref be. Evaluation of expression. Let sub be. Get value, subref. Let middle be. To string, sub, return the string concatenation of head and middle. Template middle list, template middle list, template middle expression. Let rest be. Evaluation of template middle list. Let middle be the TV of template middle as defined in 1, 2, 9, 6. Let subref be. Evaluation of expression. Let sub be. Get value, subref. Let last be. To string.
They were all in the comments, so I think I'm good anyways.
3, 2, 9, 1 static semantics. Early errors. Primary expression. Capital C O V E R. Capital P A R E.
Something's probably wrong with Windows. I'm gonna replace these unsigned-ins. Be done with it.
E S S I O N. Capital A N. Capital C O V E R. Capital P A R E N T H E S I Z E D. Capital E X P R E S S I O N. Capital A N.
Oh, now it found a match, and it just deleted the history. That's great. Oh no, it did delete it because it opened a new tab. Man.
R E N.
I'm gonna replace these sign-ins and be done with it. Hopefully, unless I run into something, which I probably will, that I have to like account for.
S I O N. Capital A N. Let expa be the parenthesized expression that is covered by capital C O V E R. Capital P A R E N T H E S I Z E D capital E X P R E S S
I'm gonna save it back up.
capital A N arrow parameter list return evaluation of expr parenthesized expression return evaluation of expression. This may be of type reference. Note to the string conversion semantics applied to the expression value like string prototype concat rather than the plus operator. Note 3 the string conversion semantics applied to the expression value like string prototype concat rather than the plus operator. Note this algorithm does not apply get value to evaluation of expression. The principal
This computer is really laggy.
ECMA International 2024 257 13.3 left-hand side expression syntax member expression yield await primary expression yield await.
This computer is going to crash any minute.
Identify name member expression yield await template lit.
The CPU's at like 48%. It's doing nothing other than copy a file.
Arguments.
And it can't copy the file because the programs are open. That's cool. Just fucking close everything again. And then reopen it.
Expression.
And then close it. And then open it. And close it. And then open it. It's a never-ending cycle of fuck Windows.
Yield await capital C O
I gotta
A
check to make sure I have everything saved in case it doesn't open again.
capital A N D capital A S Y N C capital A R.
I think I'm good. Guess I'll find out when I close it and then open again.
Arguments yield await call expression yield await expression plus and yield await call expression yield await identify.
I'm gonna try to copy it first.
Plus tagged call expression yield await private identifier super call yield await super arguments yield await import call yield await import assignment expression plus and yield await arguments yield await argument list yield await argument list yield await 58 ECMA International 2020.
It's so laggy. I have to get done before this thing gives me a blue screen death.
Argument list yield await
Oh, good, it copied.
yield await argument list yield await assignment expression plus and yield await optional expression yield await member expression yield await optional chain yield await call expression yield await optional chain yield await optional
My attention span is so strung out. I can't take this.
yield await identifier name template literal yield await plus tagged private identifier optional chain yield await arguments yield await optional chain yield await expression plus and yield await option
This takes 2 minutes to build.
name optional pain yield
So I'm gonna try to replace as it builds and just not hit save.
left hand side expression yield await new expression yield await call expression yield await optional expression yield await supplemental syntax when processing an instance of the production call expression capital C O V E R capital C A L L capital E X P R E S S I O N capital A N D capital A
The lag just keeps getting worse.
capital A R are the interpretation of capital C O V E R, capital C A L L, capital E X P R E S S I O N, capital A N.
I should wait till this finishes. I might lag it out. Let this stupid thing build.
R is refined using the following grammar. Call member expression yield await. Member expression yield await. Arguments yield await. 3 3 1 static semantics. 3 3 1 1 static semantics. Early errors. Optional chain. Template literal. Optional chain template literal. It is a syntax error if any source text is matched by this production. ECMA International 2024 259. Note this production exists in order to prevent automatic semicolon insertion rules 12.10 from being applied to the following code A.B, C, so that it would be interpreted as two valid statements. The purpose is to maintain consistency with similar code without optional chaining A, B, C.
And then build.
Colon insertion does not apply.
And then run.
Is not module 1.3.3 to property accesses. Note properties are accessed by name using either the dot notation, member expression, identifier name call expression, identifier name, or the bracket notation, member expression, expression, call expression, expression. The dot notation is explained by the following syntactic conversion. Member expression, identifier name is identical in its behavior to member expression, identifier name string, and similarly, call expression, identifier name is identical in its behavior to call expression, identifier name string, where identifier name string is the result of evaluating string value of identifier name. 3 3 2 1 runtime semantics. Evaluation. Member expression, expression. Let base reference be. Evaluation of member expression. Let base value be. Get.
I'm not gonna check the output. I'm gonna assume it's good. It's all good. I don't care. Hit. There's no way it's messed up. I'm gonna find and replace, and then I'll be done.
E, capital P, R, O, P, E, R, T, Y, capital A, C, C, E, S, S, capital W, I, T, H, capital E, X, P, R, base value, expression, strict, 60. ECMA International 2024. Member expression, identifier name, let base reference be. Evaluation of member expression, let base value be. Get value, base reference. If the source text matched by this member expression is strict mode code, let strict be true, else let strict be false. Return, capital E, V, A, L, U, A, T, E, capital P, R, O, P, E, R, T, Y, capital A, C, C, E, S, S, capital W, I, T, H, capital I, D, E, N, base value, identifier name, strict, member expression, private identifier, let base reference be. Evaluation of member expression, let base value be. Get value, base reference. Let field name string be the string value of private identifier. Return make private reference. Base value, field name string. Call expression, expression. Let base reference be. Evaluation of call expression, let base value be. Get value, base reference. If the source text matched by this call expression is strict mode code, let strict be true, else let strict be false. Return, capital E, V, A, L, U, A, T, E, capital P, R, O, P, E, R, T, Y, capital A, C, C, E, S, S, capital W, I, T, H, capital E, X, P, R, base value, expression, strict, call expression, identifier name, let base reference be, evaluation of call expression, let base value be, get value, base reference. If the source text matched by this call expression is strict mode code, let strict be true, else let strict be false. Return, capital E, V, A, L, U, A, T, E, capital P, R, O, P, E, R, T, Y, capital A, C, C, E, S, S, capital W, I, T.
There's a 2,300 something. I don't know. I'm just gonna whatever. Just do them all one by one. I'm not gonna make any. I gotta check each and every one of them. Find and replace all isn't. That's like an assumption I'm not willing to take. It never works. Something always goes wrong. So one by one.
E, E, capital P, R, O, P, E, R, T, Y, capital A, C, C, E, S, S, capital W, I, T, H, capital E, X, P, R, base value.
Everything in the Mac just died. Testing. Some of these programs on Apple, they can't run for more than 12 hours. They just crash. I think that's done, over with, whatever. So we can find, see how many are left. This is taking so long to find and replace. So find and then remove all the HTML files. I still have to do this tomorrow. That's great. So technically speaking, there's a couple corner cases to account for. So all the HTML files, some water, without or with signed int are removed. Now all the JavaScript files, I'll do those tomorrow too. Remove those from search. And there is nothing left other than not accounting the files I just removed. Whatever, that's tomorrow. The only thing left to find is one place where they're defined for use. So I'm gonna drink some water. Rebuild. Close open files. I'll leave them open in case there's something wrong. I'm just gonna assume everything's good and then finish off wherever tomorrow on this program. I'm gonna go like crawl in a hole. Then like fortunately tomorrow wake up a teensy little bit closer to being done. Converting this 32-bit JavaScript program to 64-bit. I need some water, I'm freaking dying. Alright, I'm done for now. Peace. I gotta like end the stream. I'm gonna like leave a 10-minute countdown because the stream doesn't always end, and if I give it 10 more minutes, it might be enough time for it to like send whatever it wasn't gonna send and blah 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 blah. Peace.
Note 1. Given the above definition of equality, string comparison can be forced by $the equals $, numeric comparison can be forced by plus A equals plus B. Boolean comparison can be forced by A equals B. Note 2. The equality operators maintain the following invariants. A equals B is equivalent to A equals B. A equals B is equivalent to B equals A, except in the order of evaluation of A and B. Note 3. The equality operator is not always transitive. For example, There might be two distinct string objects, each representing the same string value. Each string object would be considered equal to the string value by the equals operator, but the two string objects would not be equal to each other. For example, new string the equals a and a equals new string the are both true. New string the equals new string the is false. Note: for comparison of strings uses a simple equality test on sequences of code unit values. There is no attempt to use the more complex, semantically oriented definitions of character or string equality and collating order defined in the Unicode specification. Therefore, strings values that are canonically equal according to the Unicode standard could test as unequal. In effect, this algorithm assumes that both strings are already in normalized form. 3.12 Binary bitwise operators syntax. Bitwise and expression in yield await. Equality expression in yield await. Bitwise and expression in yield await. And equality expression in yield await. Bitwise or expression in yield await. Bitwise and expression in yield await. Bitwise or expression in yield await. Bitwise and expression in yield await. Bitwise or 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 expression in yield await. 3.1.2 runtime semantics. Evaluation. Bitwise and expression. Bitwise and expression and equality expression. Return. Capital E V A L U A T E, capital S T R I N G, capital O R, capital N U M E R I C, capital B I N A R Y, capital E, bitwise and expression, and equality expression. ECMA International 2024 279. Bitwise or expression. Bitwise or expression. Bitwise and expression. Return. Capital E V A L U A T E, capital S T R I N G, capital O R, capital N U M E R I C, capital B I N A R Y, capital E, bitwise or expression. Bitwise and expression. Bitwise or expression. Bitwise or expression. Bitwise or expression. Return. Capital E V A L U A T E, capital S T R I N G, capital O R, capital N U M E R I C, capital B I N A R Y, capital E, bitwise or expression. Bitwise or expression. 3.13 Binary logical operators syntax. Logical and expression in yield await. Bitwise or expression in yield await. Logical and expression in yield await. And bitwise or expression in yield await. Logical or expression in yield await. Logical and expression in yield await. Logical or expression in yield await. Logical and expression in yield await. Coalesce expression in yield await. Coalesce expression head in yield await. Bitwise or expression in yield await. Coalesce expression head in yield await. Coalesce expression in yield await. Bitwise or expression question mark in yield await. Short circuit expression in yield await. Logical or expression in yield await. Coalesce expression in yield await. 3.1.3 runtime semantics. Evaluation. Logical and expression. Logical and expression and bitwise or expression. Letter FB. Evaluation of logical and expression. Letter val B. Get value. Ref. Let bool be to boolean. Val. If bool is false, return val. Letter FB. Evaluation of bitwise or expression. Return. Get value. Ref. Logical or expression. Logical or expression. Logical and expression. Letter FB. Evaluation of logical or expression. Let val be. Get value. Ref. Let bool be to boolean. Val. If bool is true, return val. Let ref be. Evaluation of logical and expression. Return. Get value. Ref. 280. ECMA International 2024. The value produced by a and or operator is not necessarily of type boolean. The value produced, note, will always be the value of one of the two operand expressions, coalesce expression head. Bitwise or expression, let ref be. Evaluation of coalesce expression head, let val be. Get value, ref. If the val is either undefined or null, then let ref be. Evaluation of bitwise or expression be return. Get value, ref. Else a return val. 3.14 Conditional operator. Syntax. Conditional expression in yield await. Short circuit expression in yield await. Short circuit expression in yield await. Assignment expression plus in yield await. Assignment expression in yield await. 3.14. 1 runtime semantics. Evaluation. Conditional expression. Short circuit expression. Assignment expression. Let ref be. Evaluation of short circuit expression. Let val be to boolean. Get value. Ref. If val is true, then let true ref be. Evaluation of the first assignment expression be return. Get value. True ref. Else let false ref be. Evaluation of the second assignment expression be return. Get value. False ref. Note the grammar for a conditional expression in ECMAScript is slightly different from that in C and Java, which each allow the second sub-expression to be an expression but restrict the third expression to be a conditional expression. The motivation for this difference in ECMAScript is to allow an assignment expression to be governed by either arm of a conditional and to eliminate the confusing and fairly useless case of a comma expression as the center expression. ECMA International 2024 281 13.15 Assignment operators syntax. Assignment expression in yield await. Conditional expression in yield await plus yield. Yield expression in await. Arrow function in yield await. Async arrow function in yield await. Left-hand side expression yield await equals assignment expression in yield await. Left-hand side expression yield await. Assignment operator assignment expression in yield await. Left-hand side expers sign yield await. And equals assignment expression in yield await. Left-hand side expression yield await equals assignment expression in yield await. Left-hand side expression yield await equals assignment expression in yield await. Assignment operator, one of, equals percent equals plus equals and equals. 3.15. 1 static semantics. Early errors. Assignment expression. Left-hand side expression equals assignment expression. If left-hand side expression is either an object literal or an array literal, the following early error rules are applied. Left-hand side expression must cover an assignment pattern. If left-hand side expression is neither an object literal nor an array literal, the following early error rule is applied. It is a syntax error if assignment target type of left-hand side expression is not simple. Assignment expression. Left-hand side expression assignment operator assignment expression left-hand side expression and equals assignment expression left-hand side expression equals assignment expression left-hand side expression equals assignment expression. It is a syntax error if assignment target type of left-hand side expression is not simple. 3.15. 2 runtime semantics. Evaluation. Assignment expression. Left-hand side expression equals assignment expression. 82. If left-hand side expression is neither an